cryptocurrencies are only used for money laundering, tax evasion, drug dealing. It's the worst thing ever, right? Well, that's what we always hear, especially from the big supporters of the big banks. But nonetheless, we have a lot to really kind of go over in this video. My name is Nick. Welcome to the channel. And with that in mind, let's look at a few things. So let's go back to July 18th when we thought that the SEC reign on crypto was over, where we had the XRP rolling and we were like, all right, well, this is going to stop the SEC in their tracks, right? Well, we know that that was not the case. We also know that outside of what the SEC is doing with regulations, there's a much bigger problem here, and we really need to address it in this video. So first off, let's go all the way back to the middle of this year, going all the way back to March, where we did see Operation Choke Point 2.0 come out, where people were addressing the idea of, is the US coming for crypto? In my opinion, as we really kind of look at what's going on with crypto and digital assets, I mean, we have these congressmen, like for an example, Brad Sherman, who are saying, hey, crypto is used for this and that. It's money laundering. It's, illicit finance. And we even have Elizabeth Warren also, talking about crypto this, crypto that. They can't keep crypto out of their mouths. And the main reason for that being is because they also realize that the days of the fractional reserve banking system, well, guess what? They're soon going to be put behind us because the cracks are showing that it is a failed and broken system. As we really kind of look at crypto and as we look at digital assets and we look at the big bankers, crypto really scares them because there's a lot of opportunities in crypto that you just cannot see outside of crypto. One of the biggest things that I talk about on this channel whenever I do address banking and the traditional system is, APY. Go open a savings account. See how much money you earn at the end of the year. And you could have $10,000 or even $100,000 in your savings account. And I guarantee you right now that the returns on that money in a savings account is garbage. It's trash. So why are they going after crypto heavy? Why are they always targeting crypto? Why are they talking about crypto? Well, it's because, guess what? It's a threat to the traditional system. And that's why when a lot of people were going back to March, they were saying the US is coming for crypto. Ultimately, it was because of the on and off ramps for US dollars to crypto. Because if you don't have on and off ramps to and from crypto, well, guess what? You don't have liquidity coming in. And there's also no liquidity going out. It's basically just a failed system because nobody can buy and sell. So a lot of people thought that the US was coming for crypto. They were, trying to, choke crypto out. We even see here like Biden's White House, the Federal Reserve, the OCC, the FDIC, and the DOJ, alongside influential members of Congress, all are in cahoots, hell-bent on yoinking crypto's fiat access to suffocate the industry once and for all. Now, of course, at that time, there's a lot of problems. They were mentioning Elizabeth Warren here. They were also talking about John Kennedy. They had this anti-crypto army essentially backing them. And it was definitely interesting to see that at that time. And we even see like a lot of things coming out from like the big organizations talking about how crypto is high risk and crypto facing banks are high risk. And, you need to put your money elsewhere because crypto is the biggest problem, right? Even though historically speaking, we know going all the way back to even 2008, that technically speaking, the banks are extremely risky to have your money in because they are lending out your money all the time. You bring in $1,000, well, guess what? They're lending out probably around $800. That's how ridiculous the fractional reserve banking system is. But no, it's crypto that's too risky, right? What we've seen today was we got this new proposed regulations from the US Treasury and the IRS. Originally posted by Joe Carlacera over on Twitter, he said, huge news today. The US Treasury and the IRS have proposed regulations requiring brokers of digital assets to report any sales and exchanges. This aims to standardize tax reporting rules for digital assets like those for securities, effective for 2025 sales. Now, it's interesting because a lot of people weren't really in outrage until another individual really kind of brought the spotlight on the problems with this, which we will go over here in a second. First, I want to go over my opinion on what's happening with the DeFi space. And I said that the DeFi space is about to be regulated and taxed to oblivion. See, DeFi is definitely crucial for crypto. It's actually one of the most beneficial things around crypto, meaning it allows you to escape the traditional, I would argue it's a chokehold that they have on the traditional area of finance, where you get money, you get taxed on it. You go pay somebody, they get taxed on it. It's an endless loop of taxation. They're taxing you everywhere you go. And listen, DeFi is not some sort of area to escape taxes at all. That's not what I'm really kind of looking at DeFi as. In fact, I actually look at DeFi as an opportunity to make incredible amounts of wealth and also put your money to work, because there's a lot of great opportunities within DeFi to earn a lot of great percentage on your money. Now, of course, I did say they know there is a lot of money flowing through decentralized exchanges. They also know that DeFi is a threat to the traditional banking sector. Think about the APY percentage in DeFi versus traditional banking. A direct quote from the FDIC confirms that 0.42% APY is the national average interest rate on savings accounts. That's why I did say when even you have $100,000 in a savings account, it's garbage. The returns are trash. I said any return in the traditional world gets evaporated by inflation. DeFi has many risks and you need to be aware of it, but it directly threatens traditional banking. People are realizing how big of a scam fractional reserve banking is. They understand that the system is designed to work against them. Big money is flowing through the space and they are aware. Why do you think you have clowns like Brad Sherman saying crypto bros print money out of thin air? Meanwhile, he is acknowledging the government does the same thing, but they can because they are the US government. They always target this space using the same old tactics. They mention money laundering, drug activity, etc. Of course, we know that the US dollar has been used for the same exact things forever and in a much larger scale. Those who are paid for and work for the incumbent bankers will go to any length to target this space. Why do you think we are seeing CBDCs becoming a reality? Because the central bankers realized that this technology would win. That's why they need CBDCs in order to retain power and make money off of this space. Christine Lagarde has said the same exact thing. We need to retain Anchor. Comical. And this is the truth, right? Like everything that we have been seeing around CBDCs and, how banks need to get in on the space, and even the BlackRock situation with Bitcoin, all of it is to retain power, retain that greed that they have. As we really kind of look at crypto, initially there was a great opportunity for the retail sector to take control of this space and really kind of escape the chokehold that the traditional giants of the world have on the banking and financial sector. And soon, I do fear that that is going to wash into this sector as well, simply because of what's been happening around regulations. See, in my opinion, if they can't regulate this space, they will tax it to all hell. We do see over here from Miles Deutscher. The US just introduced a tax proposal that could kill DeFi as we know it. The US Treasury and the IRS just released proposed cryptocurrency regulations that may deem DeFi applications like Uniswap, 1inch, Curve, MetaMask, etc. to be brokers and be forced to implement KYC. And what's interesting about this is that we did know back in, I think it was like maybe 3 or 4 months ago, it was PancakeSwap actually. They got hit with an SEC lawsuit, and that is a decentralized exchange. So this could very well become a big problem, especially around the DeFi space, which has a ton of great opportunities for the retail sector to make a ton of money and become extremely wealthy. That's what they don't want though. They want to keep, that 99% working and, going to work for 40 plus years and then to ultimately retire for a possible 10 or 15 years of freedom. They want to keep that world going. They don't want you making a ton of money. We do see here the proposed rules would also apply to other digital assets such as non-fungible tokens, NFTs, and they would apply to so-called decentralized finance platforms, which use software to link crypto buyers and sellers directly rather than routing their orders through a company such as Coinbase. Now down here we do see more information below, which we will go over here in a second. And we also have Adam Cochran, who also talked a little bit about it. His direct quote here was, "This isn't just heinous overreach. This is a failure to fundamentally understand the technology." And it truly is, right? Like, they don't understand what decentralized means. We do see over here from Spreak. So to recap the new proposed tax rules, MetaMask is a broker and has to KYC and report all users unless it removes swaps. Uniswap is a broker and is required to update its UI to a new KYC version. Anything with a multi-sig is a broker and is required to add KYC. We also see down here that reading the second part again, I think it's actually worse. They're saying that Uniswap and anyone else that can change the fees on their contracts is going to be required to increase fees to maximum to force users to stop using / move to a new KYC version. This is only phase 1. Next, they will come for unhosted wallets and force all the brokers to share your info between each other to create a consolidated 1099. Of course, any activity outside of regulated brokers, your 1099 basis will be wrong. Have fun getting audited. And yeah, this is a big problem. Listen, taxes around crypto for the longest time. Listen, this entire space isn't even regulated, technically speaking, right? So like, as we look at regulations and taxes, you know, when I filed my taxes with my accountant, he didn't even understand crypto taxes, but he had he went and did it, but he had a hard time understanding anything about it because there's no rules around this space. So it's so hard to even file taxes around crypto, but now we see that they want to grossly tax everything into oblivion, especially DeFi. DeFi is the big one. And we've always had tax concerns about crypto. We've seen the 50% plus, capital gains taxes that they want to bring into crypto. It's ridiculous. They understand how much money is here. They understand how much money is coming to this space. They understand what the future lies ahead for crypto. So they want to make sure that they can get as much money as they possibly can out of the taxes. See, this is the biggest problem. Taxes. Because listen, I don't have a problem paying taxes, but when I see the tax money going to, nonsense and actually not benefiting our own country, that's a big problem for me. But also, when we look at this space being so early on, they understand that they can kill this space easily by taxing the fundamental things that make it so attractive to the retail sector. That's what they're doing here with DeFi. This is a big issue. And we also see over here from Gabriel Shapiro, proposed treasury regulations for crypto asset brokers just dropped and do indeed explicitly characterize various persons involved in DeFi, including operators of websites that communicate with wallets as brokers. I'll need to dig in more, but it looks pretty bad. And here you have some of the quotes here, like a person that operates a trading platform or website that allows users to exchange digital assets in return for different digital assets or cash is referred to in this preamble as a digital asset trading platform. They have a few other ones as well. They're really just kind of describing what this is. Ultimately speaking, just to kind of sum it up, they are brokers. And even a few people from the community are extremely outraged with this. And in fact, Neil, which is an individual that is working on on-demand liquidity, senior staff software engineer at Ripple, even said, "Someday I will tell my kids about the good old days of crypto when it was fun and exciting with an illusion of hope." And it honestly is sad. It's sad what's happening here. This is gross overreach, especially around those that are trying to protect the big banks and the traditional system. We know how threatening DeFi is to the traditional system. And also even Adam Cochran, operators of websites that interact with wallets. Given that a wallet seems to be defined as the actual blockchain account rather than a software, that means that this would find everything, including Etherscan and tax software, to be brokers. 2-4. This isn't just heinous overreach. This is a failure to fundamentally understand the technology. It's like requiring every browser company to get a postmaster license because they deal with email. And we can complain choke point all we want, but it's not. It's regulatory capture because brokerages will be able to offer services through walled gardens that defeat the entire point of a decentralized system. This Treasury administration is attempting to declare that viewing or broadcasting public information without custody, profit, or control of that information makes you a broker. That's about as close to thought crime as you can get. Get the hell out of here. P.S. Regulation is going to happen. and some isn't bad, but this industry wants reasonable regulation that understands the technology and doesn't hand DeFi back to the plutocracy of middlemen who have screwed over generations of this economy. That is what we ask. And yeah, like as we really kind of look at this space, like you could argue choke point, you could argue this, you could argue that. There is a fundamental problem here. They don't understand the technology, they don't understand the space, and even if they do, it's still extremely gross overreach, and they're utilizing their power to fully control the masses. This is what they have done since day one. I accept regulations. I embrace regulations when they are actually beneficial for the space. This is not beneficial regulations. This is what we would like to call full-on control, and it's also strong-arming the DeFi sector essentially to death. Like they want DeFi out of the space because they know that there's a lot of problems around, tax reporting. They want that tax money. And also even DeFi itself has been ultimately a goal for those that jump into crypto to be a part of, because DeFi has endless opportunities. This is definitely concerning. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, though. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, this has been Nick. Peace out.